What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is territories of the USA. So I believe this is kind of like your Puerto Ricos.
Territories.
Yeah, I think it's like
I'm
your
guessing
Puerto
like that.
Ricos,
Like New England?
Washington.
That's not a new. That's not
Nah,
a territory, is
I
it?
don't think that's a territory. We may find out it is, but I don't. I think that's just
I
kind
get
of like.
so confused by what they all mean.
Yeah, I think it's a place which isn't a state, but it's owned by the US.
Oh,
So
so
that
like
Puerto Rico.
okay,
and
so
stuff
like
that.
other like the
Oh, the
US
islands.
like
and
so
stuff
like
that.
the UK equivalent would be like the British Virgin Islands for us.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I couldn't think of what the USA one was.
I know. I feel like I've said Puerto Rico about 6 times because
Is that the only one we know?
Yeah, it's the only one I can think of. I'm like, oh, you know, like Puerto Rico. Yeah, like Puerto Rico. Smash that button, guys. Smash the subscribe button. We're gonna learn something new today. Hopefully, you are too. And are you ready?
Yes.
Let's check out territories of the USA. What we got?
Hey everybody, so this is going to be a filler week episode.
Oh,
now,
that
I've
scared
done
me.
a video on the states of the United States. I
We've
did a
done
video
that.
on the largest cities of the United States, and by popular
we
demand,
may not have done
now
that
I'm
one.
gonna
I think we
do
have.
the territories of the United States. Now, a lot of people think the USA is just 50 states, but we got a little bit more than that.
52.
Besides the federal district of Washington, D.C., our capital, we also have
Washington.
5 inhabited island territories across the Caribbean and Pacific. In addition, we also have 10 uninhabited or temporarily inhabited islands and 2 disputed ones, but we'll get to that
All over
later.
the
In this
world.
episode, we're going to talk about the inhabited territories of the United States. What is a territory? A territory is not a state, but it still falls under the overarching sovereignty of the United States. All
Pretty much
these
what I said.
territories kind of have their own level of
In a
self-home
weird way.
rule, but the U.S. government and the military and a lot of their social services still apply to these places. And they're divided kind of weirdly. Like there's commonwealths, there's organized, unorganized, incorporated, unincorporated territories. We'll get to that in a bit. In the
Okay.
meantime, let's start off. American Samoa. Capital, Pago Pago. It is located in the region of Polynesia. This territory is made up of 5 main islands, the largest ones being Tatuila and Manua. They have 2 official languages, obviously English and Samoan, and it is an unincorporated, unorganized territory. Out of all the territories, this is probably the weirdest one because the people here are not born as citizens, but rather USA nationals, which basically means they're almost like citizens. They can pretty much move about to the US and anywhere they want for an indefinite period of time, and if they want citizenship, they can get it after like 3 months. It's really not hard for these people to become citizens. They have a representative
Let's just make
delegate
them
in the House
citizens.
of Representatives.
Like, why
what's
is it
the
different
point?
then? Like, what was the point of just having nationals then?
We
Because
just have them all citizens.
he said this is the only one who has that, so the rest of them must be citizens.
So
That's been very picky. It must be tiny as well, because Jersey's got a population of 110,000 and it's small. That had 51,000. Over 4 islands. They must be tiny.
I think they should make them citizens.
Yeah, I think so too. Let us know in the comments what you guys think.
But they cannot vote on presidential elections. Basically, this territory kind of fell under the US at the end of the 19th century. Essentially, Germany took over the west part and the US took over the east part. And in 1966, the UN actually kind of threw out the option if they wanted to join the independent state of Samoa. But surprisingly, they actually said no and they preferred to stick with the US.
Oh,
So that's
wow.
kind of how this territory stuck with the US instead of joining Samoa. And it's really weird because they sit
Loyal.
on the international
loyal to
date
it.
line. So Western Samoa is an entire day ahead of American Samoa,
Wow.
even though they're only like less than 100 miles away.
Oh, that's
Fun
mad,
fact,
innit?
The law of Aiga applies to Samoa, which means that nobody who has less than half Samoan blood can own land in this area. They have a lot of
Wow.
self-rule autonomy. They even have their own legislative community called the Fono. They can make their own laws, but large-scale policies have to be approved by the USA. They are the cousins of the independent state of Samoa, basically. And fun fact, Samoans are kind of like the strong, powerful weapon of Americans. We love using them in like athletics. According to Forbes, a Samoan male is about 56 times more likely to be drafted in the NFL than non-Samoan players. They're
Wow.
known for just being very big, strong people. I mean, come on, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is half Samoan. It's just
I never knew
strength
that.
is just in
I
their
didn't
blood.
either.
A lot of them join the military. These guys are like the Pacific
He looks like
Islander,
The
Spartan
Rock.
Polynesians.
I can see that a little bit. He's just
He
built
has
in
got
it.
mummy's boy on his pants.
Why? That's so random, isn't it? But I feel like it's just a culture where they're just absolutely ripped, aren't
Yeah.
they? From like young, but just bred to be ripped,
Yeah.
which is like fair play.
Does he
USA,
look like
and
The
we love
Rock?
him.
His
A little
face.
bit. A little. It might be him as younger though. Maybe. Let us know in the comments. I don't know if it is or not.
It looks like it. Just the face a little
It's
bit.
a little bit off though. Nah, I don't think it is. I mean, it's just a random Samoan
He's got
guy.
hair as well.
It might be a proper famous person we just don't know.
Imagine if it is him from a kid.
Let us know in the comments.
A kid.
Spartan Polynesians of the USA, and we love them. Love you, Samoa. Guam, capital Hagatnya. This is
Okay.
located in the
Guam.
Pacific region of Micronesia. These people are Micronesians, and it is an unincorporated, organized territory.
Oh, that means you should go there because you're micro.
people here do have citizenship. It's basically one big island with a few small rock
nasty.
islets, divided into 19 municipal villages. There are multiple U.S. military bases on the island. The motto is, it's the place where America's day begins, due to the fact that it is in the 10 plus UTC zone. So it's technically the earliest time zone area of U.S. territory.
Wow.
They do have a delegate to the House of Representatives, and they can vote on committee meetings, but not floor votes. They can vote for U.S. presidential elections, but they don't really have a seat in the Electoral College, so it doesn't really matter, kind of.
You can
But
vote,
anyway,
but it's
they have
pointless.
a strong Micronesian culture and heritage. The language of Guam and the Mariana Islands is Chamorro, and it's actually really diverse. There's a lot of Asians here as well. It's a strong military presence island with Micronesian culture and heritage. The Northern Mariana Islands, the capital being Saipan. It is an
Another small
unincorporated,
island.
Yeah.
organized commonwealth of the U.S. Basically the cousins to Guam. Again, it is located in the Pacific region of Micronesia. These people are Micronesians. It is the most recent territory to join back in 1986.
1986. That's
1975, they were
That's
given
not
the
far away.
option for independence, but they decided to stick with the U.S. And then in the 80s, they decided to be fully integrated. You know, back when all that whole free association state thing was happening with Palau and Micronesia, Marshall Islands. The 80s was a weird time for territories, and a lot of, and then this happened. Basically, there are 14 islands divided into 15 municipalities. It is a trilingual territory, with English, Chamorro, and Carolinian being the three main languages. And the funny thing is, they actually kind of wanted to join Guam like 4 times as one unified territory. I mean, they are on the same archipelago. They're basically the cousins. They're like the same people. But Guam was kind of like, you do your own thing, I'll do my own thing. Anyway, funny thing is, there's actually more Filipinos here than there are Micronesians.
Oh, wow.
The southern islands are limestone, and the
Beautiful.
northern islands are volcanic. Just like all the other territories, they have a delegate to the House of Representatives, but they cannot vote on the floor. But yeah, really cool place. I kind of want to go there. So interesting. That's part of my country.
Maybe we'll visit there one
Puerto
day.
Rico. Pretty sure you all have
Hey.
heard of this one.
And to be fair, 3.3 million, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
I didn't know that was Puerto Rico flag. So I think I have seen that before, but I forgot what it
I
looked
like
like.
that it's a bit of US. Kind of lingered in there.
Yeah, a little bit. It's just a different version of it, isn't it? Kind of. I like it. There you go. The only one I knew was on the list.
San Juan. This is the largest and most populous of all the territories with over 3.3 million people. It is an unincorporated organized Commonwealth territory located in the Caribbean. These people are known as Boricuas, and along with the Cubans and Dominicans, they make up the trifecta of Latin Caribbeans. They
Okay.
come in all different shades and colors. You got the white Puerto Ricans, black Puerto Ricans, mestizo Puerto Ricans. I mean, we all know that music video Despacito. That was basically a clear depiction of how the populace looks like. Now here's the thing, Puerto Rico is pretty much in every logical sense its own country, but it still falls under US territory status. If you ask any Puerto Rican though, the vast majority of them will say they identify as being Puerto Rican first, and maybe with like a little American touch, flavor, spice added into the mix.
Okay.
Puerto Ricans
I
are
suppose
like
it is
the
quite big in
unicorn
it, yeah.
of the Latin world. Like when Latinos meet Puerto Ricans, they're like, ooh, you're Puerto Rican, ooh. Dang, can I buy you a drink? Say something in Boricua. And the Puerto Rican is like, ay bendito. Oh my God, you so edade. Quiero ser tu mejor amigo, por favor. I mean, let's be for real. I mean, I know it's kind of
Never
like a
heard that.
generalization, but come on, we all kind of know Puerto Ricans are kind of sexy. It's like, come on. Come on. And I know they talk a lot about like independence and stuff like that, but it's like, come on. You guys are like the coolest Latinos ever. We like giving you citizenship.
He likes Puerto Ricans.
One
Think you
day
wanna- think
I
you wanna go to
should
Puerto
just do
Rico.
a whole video on Puerto Rico because it's just so complex. But for now, sorry, gotta move on. And the last U.S. territory, the U.S. Virgin Islands. Capital, Charlotte Amalie. Located in the Caribbean, it is an unincorporated organized territory. So the people here are citizens as well. The territory is made up of 3 main islands, St. Thomas, St. John, and St. Croix. Basically, we bought these islands from Denmark back in 1917. This was
Okay.
like the last thing the Danes had in the Caribbean, and we kind of just took it from them. Sorry, Denmark. But
Oh,
you
so
still
didn't
see
buy
some
it, but just
leftover
took it.
residue of Danish culture and influence. Like some of the people still have like Danish last names, and some of the street signs are still in Danish. They are also non-self-governing. And the funny thing is, it's also kind of known for being like a tax haven. They act as a customs territory with free ports, and the residents are not subject to federal income taxes, and they basically just pay their taxes to the territory at a similar ratio. About 3/4 of the population are black, and the rest are mostly whites with a few Asians and Latinos mixed in. They have their own Creole, especially on the island of St. Croix. And it's also like a honeymoon destination. You know, a
It looks
lot of people
beautiful.
go here for their
Is it
weddings
now?
and honeymoons afterwards, and you know, it's tropical Caribbean, beautiful, romantic. So if you're gonna go here for your honeymoon, it's definitely not a place where you're gonna be a virgin anymore. Anywho, those are all of of the inhabited territories. As we mentioned...
There we go. Smash the like button,
I
guys.
feel like he got like hyper towards the end.
He did. I mean, we've never
After
seen him
the
that
Puerto
hyper.
Ricans, I think he then he was like, wow.
They just sent him to a different
Yeah.
space, and he likes some Puerto Ricans. Smash the like button, guys. Smash the subscribe button. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Learn something new.
Yeah.
First time I heard of like Guam and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and that's definitely something I'm going to remember. And let us know if you've learned something new in the comments below. Let us know your favourite territory.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's it, isn't it?
It is.
Smash that button, guys. Smash the subscribe button and watch the video.
Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you, legends, in the next one. Peace.